We are at Clymer Stadium this evening for high school football action here on WOSN. Tonight, an NWC matchup as Columbus Grove hosting Allen East. Looking forward to a great Northwest Conference matchup tonight. Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area, sponsoring the pregame this evening, serving Lima for over 100 years, and we are proud to call this home. Sponsoring the pregame along with the keys to the game, Patrick Kamler, Darden Evergall here with you. A matchup that was not your high-scoring affair last year. It was a 7-0 victory for Allen East, but you got to believe that there's probably going to be some more points put on the board in this one tonight.
Well, I think so. And you saw Allen East. I mean, they come in at 1-4, but last week they put 28 points on the board against Crestview, which is pretty impressive. So, yeah, I expect to see a lot more scoring tonight in this game than what we saw last week.
They'll have their hands full of the Columbus Grove defense that has not allowed any points in 2 straight games. And, of course, Andy Schaefer's defense is going to be looking for 3 straight, a tall order against Allen East offense here tonight. As we take a look at the Chevrolet Lima Cadillac keys to the game, Darden, what are we looking for a win for both these teams tonight?
Well, let's look at Allen East first. I mean, the visiting team coming in here to Clymer Stadium. You know, Allen East has to win the turnover battle. That's one of the big things right here. You know, they have a -5 turnover ratio this season so far. They've had 12 turnovers of their own. They've taken 7 away from the other team. But, you know, they've got to win that turnover battle tonight to keep Columbus Grove at bay. The other thing, too, is they got to be more dominant in the run game. You know, they got to get more of the, you know, they rely on their passing a lot. They've got to get their run game involved so their quarterback doesn't have to take all the pressure on him. And the last thing is they got to have good reaction and good pad level tackling on the run game to stop Columbus Grove's run game. So those are the 3 things that Allen East really needs to do tonight to win this ball game. And you look at Columbus Grove. Big thing for Columbus Grove is pressure the quarterback. Get in there, make his life miserable all night long, and they do a good job of that. They've got some great linebackers again this year. You know, they get good pass rushing ability as well, so they got to get in there and make the quarterbacks, you know, his job really bad all night long. The other thing, too, is win the line of scrimmage. And, you know, you look at 2 of them, you know, there's pretty good-sized boys out there on both sides, but, you know, they've got to win both the offensive line of scrimmage and the defensive line of scrimmage, if you're Columbus Grove. And the last thing is time of possession. Dominate the time of possession, keep Allen East off the field, you know, have long, sustained drives and put points on the board at the end of those drives.
Those are your Lima Chevrolet Cadillac keys to the game. And it's a military appreciation night here at Clymer Stadium. And when we come back, we'll have the kickoff between the Mustangs and the Bulldogs here on WOSN. Almost ready for game time here at Clymer Stadium. Our scoreboard sponsor tonight, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens. Allen East will be kicking off to start off. That'll put the Bulldogs offense on first, an offense that has not had any problem scoring here so far in the early going of this season. As we mentioned, their offense really going. The defense also has not allowed a point in 2 games. It'll be interesting to see how Columbus Grove gets started, how quickly they get started tonight.
Well, they're only, you know, like I say, they're 1 second away from being 4-1 so far this season. You know, they lost the opening game to Pandora on the last second pass completion for a touchdown for the Rockets. So, you know, there's a very good, as always, with Andy Schaefer teams, very good defensive team. I mean, you know, he usually has a crew of linebackers that are very ball hawking. You know, they get to their places. You know, he has strong defensive lines usually as well. You know, their quarterback and Landon Best, you know, coming in at 45 out of 61 for 522 yards and 8 touchdowns. No interceptions for Landon Best so far this season, which is a biggie. And we talked about, you know, Allen East having to win the turnover battle, and that's one thing they're going to have to do is try to get pressure on Landon Best, try to get him to throw the ball and pick off a couple passes.
Columbus Grove tops in the NWC and turnovers forced. So here we go, underway of football action. Zach Reynolds with the return out across the 30 with a nice return out to the 40-yard line, and that is where Columbus Grove will take over on offense. And it's going to be a battle between young quarterbacks between both these teams. Landon Best at the aforementioned quarterback for Columbus Grove. Only a sophomore, 6 foot, 145 pounds. 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. Also gets it done on the ground, 57 rushes for 229 yards so far. So he's one of those, another dual-threat quarterback that you see so much, particularly in the Northwest Conference.
Well, the big thing for Columbus Grove and Allen East is going to have to stop is Trenton Barraza back here in the backfield for Columbus Grove. You know, he's an all first team Northwest Conference running back last year.
So ball around the 40, 1st and 10, and this is going the handoff to Barraza and out to the 45, 46-yard line, where he is brought down by a host of Mustangs, Ethan Young among them, as he picks up 6.
Yeah, Barraza with 54 carries so far this season, 384 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. He has 1 touchdown receiving, he has 1 touchdown on a punt return, and he has 1 touchdown on a kickoff return.
Barraza, one of those guys that seemingly has been around for a long time, only a junior. Here's the handoff again on 2nd down, and has the 1st down and then some out across the 50 to the 46-yard line. That's going to be a Dales Concrete 1st down.
Well, that's the thing that Barraza's got. He's running right behind a big offensive line as well. When you're looking at, Mays at 240, Akmoudi comes in at 185. But you throw in a couple other guys in your left guard, 180. Your center's 210. And your right tackle is big Ethan Johnson at 6'5", 330 pounds.
Talked about winning the scrimmage battle. Going to try that. Landon Best, and Best with nowhere to go as Caden Hedrick is in there on the stop. His 5th tackle for loss on the season, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and long.
Yeah, Allen East was all over that one. They knew exactly what that was happening, like they were standing in the huddle when he called that play.
Intercepted radio communications, it seemed
I
like.
think
there.
so.
We'll see how many military terms I can work into Military Appreciation Night.
But then they got to decode those transmissions as well.
This is Barraza again. Finds some space up the middle across the 45 to the 43-yard line. That gets back some of that lost yardage. Going to make it 3rd down and about 7.
What you got to like about Barraza, he's a junior, like you said, Patrick, 6'2", 175 pounds, and he's a bull when he comes to running the football, but boy, when he gets in the open, he really can turn on the jets. So you got to watch him getting on the edge or breaking a couple tackles.
He's been known for that, certainly the last couple of seasons. Here on 3rd down, this is Barraza again, and is going to be close to a 1st down. I think it was maybe Hedrick who made first contact. I think Trey Hensley was in there on the stop, too. Here's the Halker drywall replay.
Yeah, right straight up the middle, going right over right tackle.
I think that was maybe Kaiden Culbertson that was also in on that. Anyway, they are going to give them a Dales Concrete 1st down. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, keeping the drive alive here. And the ball is going to be up. Best with the completion out to number 6, Zach Reynolds, but Carson Klum in there on the stop for Allen East.
Yeah, Carson Klum, with a big guy on defense and offense for this Allen East team. 15 tackles so far this season, 1 tackle for loss and 1 interception.
That to go along with his offensive numbers, 12 catches and a touchdown, 206 yards receiving. They're working on the defense right now, and it's 2nd down and 11. Barraza again bouncing out to the offside and dragging some defenders with him. He's out across the 25 to the 24-yard line.
He's such a smart runner, too. You watch him, and he just follows his blockers till he sees a little bit of a crease, and then he takes off through that hole.
Jack Hole in on the stop. That's another Dales Concrete 1st down for Columbus Grove.
Well, just like we talked about in the keys of the game, this is what Columbus Grove has to do. They have to keep the pressure on, and they have to put the time of possession of this game. Right now they are winning the line of scrimmage, too.
So we've got I think it's an official's timeout. And it's going to be a Columbus Grove timeout. They look like they're trying to make some substitutions perhaps, and they're going to reset everything, reset the play clock, and here we go again. We are going to get right back to it. Here we go, Landon Best, hand off to Barraza. Barraza spin move, hitting the B button, and getting across to the 14-yard line.
Taken down there by Trey Hensley for Allen East, but again, Barraza, predominantly going to the ground, which is what Columbus Grove likes to do and have done for several seasons now. Dominate on the ground, run the long drives, put points on the board, and keep the time of possession on your half.
First drive of the game so far. Here is Barraza once again leaping over defenders and would-be tacklers and gets across the 15 to the 14-yard line. And that's going to be another Dale's Concrete first down. The Bulldog drive here, just methodical moving down the field.
Yeah, just feed the ball to your best guy, which is Trenton Barraza. Let him run the ball. Great blocking up front, too, because he's just finding a big hole right there for him to run through. They're forcing Allen East right now as linebackers to make the plays.
Mustangs, no answers as of yet. This is Barraza again out to the 10-yard line, picking up a couple of yards. So the plays haven't been big or flashy or anything, not massive yardage, just consistently moving the ball down the field.
And we're down to 7:46 here in the first quarter already. That was Kiden Culverson that made the tackle on that one. I think he's going to get a lot of action there in the middle for Allen East.
Without a doubt. I think he already has a couple tackles on this drive. First possession for Columbus Grove. They're going to try and punch this one in. Here's Barraza, and Barraza met in the backfield as the tackle is made by Jordan Scott, the 6'2 senior. Here's another look at it. That's where Allen East has been able to have some success getting those tackles for losses, but now can they stack those up? Because Columbus Grove has had an answer every time.
Yeah, they certainly have, and that was, Jordan Scott, like you said, he 6'2", 171-pound senior. He's got 2 tackles for loss already this season and 1 sack.
Best dropping back, pass across the middle and in for the touchdown. Columbus Grove wasting no time as they put that one into Brady Basinger, the 6'2 freshman.
Yes.
How would you like to be 6'2 as a freshman?
6'2", 190-pound freshman.
How'd you like to be 6'2 now?
Yeah, I'd be 6'2 anytime. I don't know.
That's a Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown, and Columbus Grove with an early 6-0 lead. And here is the kick. It is up, and it is good. Evan Verhoff kicking that one through. And with 6:48 remaining in the first quarter, it's a 7-0 Columbus Grove lead. We'll be back. Tonight's touchdown sponsor is Fat Jack's Pizza. Get to Fat Jack's Pizza before or after the game and enjoy their delicious pizza, fun games, and ice-cold drinks. Columbus Grove on the board with a very impressive drive, marching it right down the field and taking a 7-0 lead on Allen East. And so far, we looked at it here, keys to the game, that they needed to control the line of scrimmage, and they needed to control time of possession, and they did that to a T in this first drive.
Oh, they did, and that's a typical Columbus Grove drive right there. Don't throw the ball until you have to. Just keep running the ball, run the ball, and then all of a sudden throw the ball over the middle for the touchdown, which, kind of lulls the defense to sleep in the secondary because you concentrate on Barraza all night long, and next thing you know, you just Best drops back and throws her over the middle on you.
So here's the kick. Some trouble fielding it, but going to try and make some hay out of it nonetheless, and does, out to the 34-yard line as Jackson Friesner with the return on that play. Here's another look at it.
I think it was Jameson Rader that made the tackle, possibly. Number 14.
And I'm going to take your word for it.
Yep. It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Yeah. The camouflage jerseys are nice unless you are way up in a press box trying to discern who is who.
Because the numbers are camouflaged too.
Yeah, exactly. Jackson Thompson looking to throw on first down, and the pass is incomplete. Looking for Caden Hedrick there on the sideline, and well defensed by Reynolds.
It was a nice pass, though, on that sideline. I don't know if he would have been in bounds if he had caught it anyhow, but, both players and Reynolds had good positioning, and so did the receiver on that one.
Second down and 10. Well, the Bulldogs showing blitz, and they come. Here's Jack Hull with his first carry of the game. Nice bounce outside into the 39-yard line before he is pushed out of bounds. Nice pickup for Jack Hull, coming into the game with 262 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns.
A tackle made by Grant Eversole. Sun finally going down behind the water tower over there.
I'm going to have a suntan from watching this game.
Yeah,
I was explaining to my wife. Here's Hull again. Finds a
fumble.
Ball pops out, and on top of it, maybe Allen East. There's a Columbus Grove guy right there. We'll see if the Mustangs recovered. I think they did. That ball was hit right on the nose of it, and that popped the ball loose. So Allen East recovers it, but it is 4th down anyway.
Yeah, that would have been a 2-yard gain that resulted in a 6-yard loss there.
So it'll be a 3-and-out for the Mustangs. Thompson is the punter. Barraza and Reynolds back to receive for Columbus Grove.
The key is to kick it away from Barraza as much as you can.
And indeed they did. And that's going to take an Allen East bounce and get touched around the 26-yard line. Tried to avoid it, did Jordan Neal, but that's going to put Columbus Grove back. And they're going to mark them just over the 25-yard line. So Bulldogs back out on offense again. And if you're head coach Joe Billings for Allen East, the last thing that you want to have happen is Columbus Grove with another drive. They go right down and put 7 more points on the board.
Yeah, another long drive. Is, you want to avoid that as much as you can. Which I'm guaranteed we're going to see a lot more of that in this particular series as well as what you saw in the first one. Just methodically go down the field, run the ball, which is your bread and butter all season long, and then when you get the opportunity, throw it.
So here's Columbus Grove on 1st down. Here's Barraza up the middle, running over guys and out to the 39 to the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 39-yard line. And that's going to be a Dale's Concrete 1st down.
That was a pretty run, too, by Barraza, and that's what I'm talking about, that young man. He's strong. He's not afraid of contact. He'll run right over you if he has to, but he also has the speed if he can get in the open. He was honorable mention All-State last year as well.
Best fixing Barraza's pads, and now it's going to be a keeper. And the Bulldogs penetrate but can't make the play. There's Hensley in there on the stop, although not before a 6 or 7 yard gain for Landon Best.
And Allen East had that sniffed out like they did the first time the Best carried to that right side, but they weren't able to make the tackle, and he was able to escape and get around the corner.
Brings up 2nd down and 4. Columbus Grove offense pretty methodical at this point. We come up on 4.5 minutes remaining here. Maybe a little miscommunication. This is going to be on the other side. Might have been a jet. In any case, they're going to get the Dale's Concrete 1st down. Kyle Hopkins with the carry. Little reverse action there.
And it's interesting because was it actually miscommunications, or did they was that a play set up that way? It's hard to tell because they kind of stood there and held the ball, both of them back there, until they handed it off.
Yeah. In any case, it worked. So here's Best on 1st down, able to escape whole, and the ball comes out. A flag on the play as Hensley picks up and takes off with it. He is going to be marked down at the 34-yard line. And let's take another look at this one.
There's a flag down, too. Oh, hard hit there.
So a hard hit. And I mean, from that vantage point, I don't know if it's a fumble. But in any case, it is going to be Allen East football. The penalty on the field was declined. So Allen East able to force a turnover, and we talked about Columbus Grove being good at that. Allen East 3rd in the NWC at forcing turnovers. That's their 5th forced turnover of the season, and a play that the Mustangs desperately needed.
Oh, absolutely. They needed to stop that momentum that Columbus Grove already has in this game, and that's a big play for them. Now they got to go down and put points on the board.
3:59 remaining in the 1st quarter on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard. 7-0 Grove. Allen East with the football. And going up the middle, that's going to be Jacob Pinks, his 1st carry of the game.
Going up right, following number 66, 55, and 50 there for Allen East.
So officially 2 on that play. 2nd down and 8. Pinks in the backfield. Thompson looking to throw. Is going to roll out, take off, and run, and pushed out of bounds around the 31-yard line.
Taken out of bounds by Lyle Knock.
Moody with the credit for pushing him out of bounds. Good tuck and run for Thompson, something that he has been working on. Looks like he's been getting better at as the season has progressed. Now 3rd down and 7.
You look across that offensive line, and Allen East has a big offensive line.
Indeed they do. It looks like a screen play, and it is to Pinks. And back to the original line of scrimmage, and that is about it. So here's another look at it, and you see a couple of guys drop back, really sniffing out the screen and keeping that from being a big gain.
Yeah,
ends up being no gain.
Hawk Moody doing a great job over there on that left side to keep anything from going farther.
So a timeout on the field. Allen East taking it. We'll take it one as well. 3:05 left in the first quarter. Columbus Grove up 7-0. We'll be back. Tonight's instant replay sponsor is Halker Drywall and Plastering. Visit us at halkerdrywall.com to see how we can help you. Plenty of instant replay worthy plays here so far. And the Mustangs look like they're going to go for it here on a 4th and 7 on the Columbus Grove 32-yard line. Thompson, 4 wide. Back to pass. Over the middle, complete. No, in and out of the hands of Pinks. Had his man, but couldn't hang on to it. That's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, good defense by Columbus Grove. The defender getting there right as he touched the ball.
A good hit applied there to jar the ball loose from Pinks, and Columbus Grove making a play on defense. And the Bulldogs will take over with 2:59 remaining in the first quarter.
Tough break for Allen East because they had the momentum going there for them. They were able to pick up the fumble and return it for good yardage, but they couldn't do anything with it after that.
So now the Bulldogs with their 3rd drive, and the pass tipped, and the ball tipped into the air. Carson Klum comes down with it, gets the block from Pinks, and takes it to the house for up to 6.
Let's see who got their hand on this one here for Allen East. Can't tell. He's up.
That was
31.
Pinks. So Pinks with the deflection and the block, and Klum with the interception and the TD.
2 turnovers now by Columbus Grove. This one they had to pay.
So Klum takes it 32 yards to the house. Well, a little bit further than that, I guess. And 1 extra point away from tying this one up.
That's good fundamental defense there for Allen East. Get your hands up. Get your guys to get their hands up. Make the quarterback throw over the top of you.
Without a doubt. Thompson coming in now. Thompson is the snapper. So the kick is up, and it is good. Knocked in. Eisen Schaefer puts that one in, and we are all tied up at Clymer Stadium, 7-7. 2:50 left in the first quarter. Today's premier sponsor for the Allen East Mustangs is Eastside Insurance, dedicated to providing the best insurance protection at the most reasonable price to as many people as possible. Carson Klum with the pick 6 for Allen East ties this one up at 7, and we have a little bit of a defensive struggle here. Allen East able to force another turnover. That's Columbus Grove's 2nd turnover of the game. And I don't know, by the end of this week, if this he's going, Allen East going to be one of the top teams in the NWC at forcing turnovers.
Well, that's a good break for Allen East because they'd already forced the fumble and was able to move the ball down. Couldn't do anything with it after that, but turn around and get the interception and take it to the house. And that's, a big play for Allen East.
So now Columbus Grove with the return around the 15-yard line, and wrapped up Jacob Pinks just past the 20-yard line. So the momentum a bit in the favor of the Mustangs right now.
And they get the the visiting crowd in their pocket as well right now, which was kind of quiet after that first drive by Columbus Grove. The Allen East faithful will now come up, coming back in, picking up a little bit of the yelling down in front of us.
Columbus Grove's first drive took nearly the first half of the first quarter. They've had 2 drives since. They both ended with turnovers. Here's Columbus Grove now, 1st and 10 at the 23. Barraza on the pitch. Nice stiff arm by Barraza, but Allen East getting some help there. Hunter Nichols, first man on the scene as he gets the stop.
Great pursuit down the line by Allen East. You watch him here. Braza trying to bounce to the outside, and here comes 3 guys.
Gain of 3 on the play for the Bulldogs, brings up 2nd down and 7. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining, all tied up here on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
Like you said, Patrick, the momentum is now switched to the Allen East side.
Shotgun, Best hands it off, and nowhere doing to go there for Columbus Grove. Let's take another look at it.
He's 68, 55, 75. The big guys up front there for the defense for Allen East.
Just the guys you mentioned. I think that was Josh Gannon who had the carry on that last play. Gain of 1, so 3rd down and 6. Allen East not really having a lot of opportunities for 3rd down stops on that first drive. They've got an opportunity for 1 here. Columbus Grove going to try and complete it. Here's Best on the screen, in and out of the hands. And they're going to get on it just in case. So nice stop there. Jordan Scott getting in there. And it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, even if he would have caught that ball, he wasn't going to get a first down. Jordan Scott was right there all over him.
Not saying anything against Andy Schaefer's play calling, but as a Bears fan, I've already been scarred by screenplays. Yeah. So, and I'll say the same thing if Joel Billings had run the screenplay. I'm going to say the same thing.
Well, this may be the first punt, I think, in the Northwest Conference play for Columbus Grove.
I mentioned that earlier, that Columbus Grove hadn't had any punts, and that does not go very far. The Mustangs are going to be able to start in plus territory. Ball on the 39 of Columbus Grove. So Allen East with a relatively short field as they start their 3rd drive with 1 minute to go in the first quarter.
Well, Patrick, I was doing volleyball last night, and we talked about volleyball, how quickly things can change in a volleyball game and how quickly the momentum and the enthusiasm on one side or the other. Football's a little slower when it comes to that, but when it happens, if a team can sustain it and keep it going, because it picks both the offense and the defense up.
More offense picked up here for Allen East as Jack Hull pushing the pile forward, maybe trying to climb over it as well. Here's another look at it, the Halker drywall replay.
He holds 49 carries, 262 yards coming in this game, averaging about 52 yards a game. He's got 3 touchdowns on the ground.
Thompson, backfield with Hensley, option play, pitch to Hensley, and Hensley with a full head of steam out across to the 30. Around the 28-yard line. Picked up a nice block from Hull as well. Here's a replay.
Yeah, he gets around that corner, gets around that edge. Now, we saw his speed when he had that fumble recovery early on, how quickly he can get down the field. And so when he gets a pitch like that around the outside, you better be down there to get, and follow him down the sideline, or he's going to take you to the house.
That's that additional dimension that he provides. Here's Hull counter on 1st down. That was a Dale's Concrete 1st down previously for Allen East. And pushing that one out, and that will most likely be the final play of the first quarter. A good one brewing here from Clymer Stadium on Military Appreciation Night. And we are all tied up at 7 as we head to the second quarter here on WOSN. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Second quarter ready to get started as we are under the lights at Clymer Stadium. The sun has finally set. My suntan will have to wait another day. Patrick Kamler, Darren Evergall here with you. NWC matchup between Columbus Grove and Allen East, all tied up at 7. Mustangs with the football in Columbus Grove territory. On a 2nd down and 7 coming up. Thompson looking to throw, puts that one up and nearly intercepted as Carson Klum really having to play a little defense on that one. That ball nearly intercepted. 3rd down.
Yeah, good defense there by Columbus Grove, and boy, he about threw it right away, right into his hands.
I think that was Zach Reynolds who had his hands on the ball. Looked like he had a sure interception, and I don't know if it bounced out or Klum knocked it out, but in any case, it's 3rd down. Flag on this play. Thompson takes off running, has plenty of space, still on his feet. That's going to be, pending the flag, a Dales Concrete 1st down as he stopped at the 10-yard line, but I think, Dar, this one might be coming back.
Yeah, I think so. You know, the flag's down in the area of holding.
No, they're going to call it against the defense.
Oh.
And Joel Billings will decline it, so that is a Dales Concrete 1st down.
Good break for Allen East.
So ball at the 10. 1st and goal for the Mustangs. I think we're just waiting for them to blow it in. There we go. Hole in the backfield with Thompson, and Hole is who gets the ball out across the 10 to the 7-yard line.
Could pick up a 3 yards on 1st down.
Second down and goal at the 7-yard line. As we mentioned, Columbus Grove did not give up any points in the last 2 games and are in danger of giving up 14 points here in the early going. Here's Thompson, flushed out of the pocket, throws this one up and looking for his receiver, couldn't hit him. Deacon Jones was the intended target on that play, and that was very close to the line of scrimmage. I thought maybe there'd be a possibility of illegal forward pass.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it, but you know, that's a tough pass to throw when you're on your run, going to your left, trying to throw across, you know, behind yourself, and just overthrew it.
Yeah, and it was overthrown, but it wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't.
You got to think, you know, a few more reps later on this season. Next season may be mature. He might make that throw. That's going to be an interesting dimension to see grow up. Here's Thompson again. And Thompson in trouble, rolling out to the left. There's the same pass, and in trouble. That's going to be incomplete. Was looking for Edrick on that play, and there's a flag at the 5-yard line, and looks like it's going to be against Allen East.
Still no call on what it was, but
timeout, Allen East.
So Allen East is going to take a Metzger Financial Services timeout. And we still haven't seen what the call is. So we'll keep it right here as Allen East now is facing a 3rd down and goal. Now it'll be a 4th down and goal. So whatever the penalty was, Columbus Grove has declined it. So it'll be 4th down and 7. And, you know, decision time for Allen East. Do you take a shot at it, or do you bring Schaefer in to kick a relatively short field goal?
And I'm not sure if has Schaefer even kicked a field goal this year or even attempted one this year.
I believe he has attempted a field goal. I think he made it too. I think he's hit a field goal this year, but that's always the part of the stat sheet that is kind of scarce when
it is
when
very
you're looking at
scarce.
high school information. How'd the kicker do?
They kind of forget that.
So by all accounts, it looks like that Allen East is going to go for it. Ball at the 7-yard line, 4th and goal.
Well, we've seen Thompson twice now roll to his left.
2 incompletions. See what they can do here. They're going to have to get it in the end zone. Thompson back to pass. Now takes off again and is going to be close and burrows his way into the end zone for a Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown.
It's a strong run by that young man, just to bounce off of people, find a little bit of a hole, and then take it in.
Might have been watching film of Jacob Hirschberger on that one.
That's his 4th touchdown by the run this season.
Thompson puts it in, 13-7 now. Allen East on top. Here's Schaefer in to attempt the extra point, and it is good. 10:49 left in the second quarter, and it's a 14-7 Allen East lead over Columbus Grove here on WOSN. Our scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens. Allen East putting together a nice drive and lead 14-7 on the Lee's scoreboard. 10:49 left in the second quarter, and it's been a combination of, forcing some turnovers, and also they seem like they've found their rhythm. They struggled on that first couple of drives, but it seems like the Mustangs have more and more pushed the momentum onto their side, and Allen East got to be feeling pretty good about themselves up 7.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, both these teams are making our keys of the game look very good. The one thing was Allen East had to win the turnover battle, and right now they're doing that. Defensively they had to have some great reaction on the run to stop the run. They've been able to bottle up, Barraza in the running game at Columbus Grove pretty much ever since that first drive.
So the kickoff fielded at around the 15-yard line.
Look out.
There's a head of steam by Reynolds. Out across the 50 to the 46-yard line. So how about that for a return? Here's the Hawker drywall replay.
Yeah, there was nobody down that left sideline until right there, because he was able to get at least, 15, 20 yards without even being close to being touched.
Carson Klum in on the stop and kind of did the punter tackle, but that's 6'2", 175 pounds running at you.
Yeah, it was a
I
full head of
understand
steam.
not using a cross body block to tackle him.
Yeah.
Here is Barraza on first down and has the Dales Concrete first down and then some out across the 35 to the 34-yard line, and Barraza running with a little bit more purpose now, it looks like.
Yes, he is, and this Columbus Grove, has had a history of great running backs over the years, and Barraza's another one. Just a typical running back that they have, just big, strong.
Fresh set of downs up for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. And here is Barraza again, working that far side and pushed back after a gain of a couple of yards. Jacob Pinks, among others, in on the stop.
Like Caden Hendricks in there, too.
Yeah, you see.
Yep, number 4 right there.
In there. I think also Dalton Smith, I believe, was in there on the stop as well for Allen East. 6'2", 220-pound senior. Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. And a handoff, Barraza.
Oh,
again,
look out.
And Hole with the do-si-do, and flags come out all over the place. And from here, it looked like a face mask. To see what the replay shows.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
There's so much laundry out there. Tell you what, 1, 2, 3 flags on that one.
3 flags, and the officials are going to get together and make sure that they know exactly what they're talking about. So it's going to be personal foul, face mask on both sides. So I think it was a face mask, personal foul on Allen East, holding on Columbus Grove. So the penalty's offset.
Okay.
So there you go.
There we are.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. The penalty will be offset. Replay, 2nd down.
All that not to go anywhere.
Never mind. That play never happened. 2nd down. Erase that from your memories, folks. So here's Barraza again, this time up the middle. A couple of spin moves. Working that B
He's
button.
gone.
10 to the 5, into the end zone for a Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown. Adjusts the face mask and takes it in for 6.
Boy, he is tough to bring down. Look at that. Breaking 2 tackles right there. Getting around on the end down there for, a touchdown.
And a nice little stiff arm there at the end, and a needed strike for Columbus Grove. Barraza with the touchdown run, and now a point away from tying this one back up at 14. And it is up, and it is good. 9:21 remaining in the first half. It's all 14-all here at Clymer Stadium. Tonight's touchdown sponsor is Fat Jack's Pizza. Get the Fat Jack's Pizza before or after the game and enjoy their delicious pizza, fun games, and ice-cold drinks. And we've got touchdowns here in this one. Columbus Grove just put 7 more on the board, and we are all tied up at 14. We talked about the Allen East seizing the momentum in this one, and Columbus Grove pulling it right back.
Oh, absolutely. And it looked like, after that, interception and touchdown stuff, that Columbus Grove was kind of lulled to sleep a little bit, I think. Their first drive, they had everything going the right, the run, the pass, everything, and then they kind of went into a little phase of some kind. But that touchdown there, you could see, Barraza, like you said, was running with a purpose, and he definitely brought this team back.
Now Allen East with the return.
Deacon Jones with the recovery.
Deacon Jones
Tackled by Kyle Hopkins.
on the return. They're going to take it out at the 35-yard line, I think, just shy of it. And that's where Allen East will start their next drive. So after dueling defensive plays, the offenses have stepped it up, and we've seen quite a bit of scoring in the last 7 or 8 minutes of game action.
And let's see if that offensive surge by Columbus Grove can feed their defense now and get them back into the game as well. This is a very good Columbus Grove defense, and I'm surprised to see 14 points for Allen East up on the board. Good for them, but, let's see what Columbus Grove's defense does now.
Ball on the 34, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. And Thompson, quarterback carry, and back to the line of scrimmage. And that's about it. Brought down, I think that was
Douglas.
Yeah, Connor Douglas.
Yeah.
So military appreciation night here at Columbus Grove. You notice the Bulldogs wearing the camouflage jerseys. You may have also noticed that the names on the back do not match the kid who is playing. Each player playing for someone in their family who has served in the armed forces. Some of them have the same last name, and some of them do not.
And I'm not sure I'd want to have Connor Douglas falling on top of me at 6'5", 275.
Certainly not. Jackson Thompson taking off to the other side, trying maybe to stay away, as far away from Connor Douglas as he possibly can.
Yeah.
And Douglas was right there, not in on the stop, but he was very close. Loudon Akmoudi and Leighton Blakemeyer in there on the stop for Columbus Grove. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, you get it anywhere around the sidelines, and you're going to hear Akmoudi's name called a lot because he patrols those sidelines very well.
Third and 10. Thompson. One hops the screen to Hensley and sport down.
Brings up 4th down for the Mustangs.
Nope, can't play it on the bounce. Sorry about that.
Nope.
Back to receive the punt for the Bulldogs, Trent Barraza.
Well, the Grove defense, came to task on that one there.
Good stop by the Columbus Grove defense, forcing the 3 and out. At least forcing Allen East to punt.
Yeah, you got to punt it probably over to the left side and try not to get Barraza dead on.
Without a doubt.
Hey, you're going to go right side, but
And
right at
punt
him.
it right to Barraza. He fields it at the 35 and brought down just shy of the 45-yard line, about an 8-yard return on that play.
But that gives Columbus Grove decent field position.
From their own 43-yard line.
Without a doubt, Columbus Grove working with a kind of short field, still in their own territory as they'll take over. 8:19 remaining in the first half, and we are all tied up at 14. Go ahead.
Good Allen East crowd here, considering your team's 1-4 coming out of the gate, but like I said, they've had a murderous first 5 games.
Going up the middle, Landon Best at the 49-yard line.
Well, last week, Allen East put 28 points on the board in a 53-28 loss to Crestview. So they can score in bunches. The same token, like you said, Patrick, Columbus Grove's had 2 shutouts prior to this one.
Definitely an even matchup today. Here's Barraza, and Barraza has found another gear here in the second quarter. That's a Dale's Concrete first down, and here's another look at it.
Yeah, just jumping right over there. Trey Hensley, they made the tackle eventually, but Barraza's thinking, hey, we gave up 14 points, guys. We ain't, what's wrong? Don't worry, I'll carry you.
I didn't think Barraza looked at all timid in the first quarter running the football, but here in the second, he has been running with much greater purpose. Here on first down and taking guys with him. That is Cannon once again. Looked like he was shot out of a cannon. Gannon, rather. Shot out of a cannon was Gannon.
Gannon had 192 yards coming in this game on 35 carries and 3 touchdowns, so he's a nice compliment back there to Barraza.
It's a Dale's Concrete first down, and Columbus Grove on the move. Ball to 28, 1st and 10. Barraza back in the backfield. Best with the handoff, and Barraza streaking up the middle. Tackled at the 15-yard line. Another Dale's Concrete first down.
That's a Jackson Frazier again on the tackle, but boy, you got to be impressed with Barraza since Allen East was able to score.
So Mustangs have not had an answer for Barraza here on the last couple of drives for Columbus Grove.
Well, he's hitting the hole so quickly that the linebackers have had to react really quickly for Allen East.
Now here's Gannon on first down, giving Barraza a breather, and the Mustang defense stiffens up. And they get the stop. See a number of guys getting in there on stop, really kind of collapsing that side of the line. Jordan Scott, I believe, was in there on the stop. There were a number of Mustangs that were in on that one, but you saw some real penetration and breaking up that part of the line. So no gain on that play, 2nd down and 10. And here's the pitch to Barraza. And Barraza getting a couple of additional yards. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Barraza, like I said, 6'2", 175 pounds. Gannon on the flip side is 5'7", 175 pounds. So
Jordan Scott in on the stop. 3rd and 10. And looking for some space up the middle and not finding much of any.
Looks like a tackle made by Ty Myers, 63 for Columbus Grove on that one. As Barraza ran right up his back.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 1. Mustangs looking to bow up here. Columbus Grove going to go for it. Maybe trying to jump them off sides. I still think it's no matter what, they're going to run a play here. Maybe.
I don't know. Timeout.
So, timeout called by Columbus Grove. There'll be another decision time coming up. Metzger Financial Services timeout. And we will take a break. All tied up at 14 here from Clymer Stadium. 4th down for Grove coming up when we come back. We are back in here. 4th down and 1 coming up for Columbus Grove. Trying to keep the drive alive. Right side, being chased by Brogan Paxton. Pass is caught for a Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown. 4th down conversion for the Bulldogs, and it's 6.
Wow, what a play call that was. I mean, when you got, your running back just chewing up yardage, you got a 4th and 1, and you fake a handoff to him, and then you throw a pass.
And a lot of the Mustang defense collapsed on Barraza, and able to roll out was Best. Found his man, and it's 6 points for Columbus Grove. And the kick is up, and it is no good. 13 unanswered by Columbus Grove, and they've taken a 20-14 lead here at home. We'll be back on WOSN. Tonight's premier sponsor for the Allen East Mustangs is Eastside Insurance, dedicated to providing the best insurance protection at the most reasonable price to as many people as possible. Columbus Grove putting 6 more on the board. They lead 20-14 over Allen East. 5:24 remaining in the second quarter, and It's been a back and forth affair. Columbus Grove trailing 14-7 at one point, but they have scored the last 13 points. And now's an opportunity for Allen East to see if they can answer.
Yeah, we'll see what that missed extra point, if that has any bearing later in the game.
And fielded the kickoff, Ethan Hirschberger. And he is pushed out of bounds at around the 40-yard line.
More of a line drive type kick on the kickoff and gave him a good opportunity to return it.
Mustangs are going to start at their own 40-yard
Hirschberger,
line.
a freshman, 5'9", 140 pounds, wearing the same number that his brother Jacob wore for a number of years here at Allen East.
Well, Allen East needs to get something going here. They need to, either a quick first down right off the bat to kind of give them a little bit of lift after Columbus Grove scored the last 13 points.
So we'll see what the Mustangs can do here. Ball on the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, Hole and Hensley joining Thompson in the backfield, and the pitch going out to Hensley. Cuts up the middle and gets out to about the 44-yard line before he's brought down.
Yeah, Hensley doesn't carry the ball nearly as much as he is as a wide receiver typically.
From their own 43-yard line.
That is for sure. Connor Douglas in on that stop, and now here's Thompson again, flushed out of the pocket. Has to take off and run, puts this one up. Has a man open, but couldn't. Deacon Jones losing his footing there. That would have been a tough catch regardless.
Yeah,
And that's 3rd and 7.
Thompson, unfortunately, when he had to get out of the pocket and come out there, he had to throw that off his back foot. Really didn't have enough on it to get it downfield.
And Thompson has either gotten lucky or he just has an uncanny knowledge of where the line of scrimmage is, because I thought
Yes,
that could
he
have been
does.
another illegal forward pass, but no flag thrown. And so 3rd and 7. Thompson back to pass, lets this one go, and looking for Carson Klum. Incomplete. Reynolds in there on the stop, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, not much room over there for Klum to catch that one anyhow.
As Trent Barraza is back for the Bulldogs to receive.
Pardon me, that's Luke Groach was in on the stop for that one. And it will be another punting situation for Allen East. Barraza back to receive the punt.
And again, Columbus Grove defense comes up to the task on this one as well. So
Bulldogs have really stiffened up, particularly in this second quarter. Barraza fields it at the 25-yard line and gets to the 31, and that's going to be it.
it's a gutsy play there by Barraza, because that was a really high kick and gave Allen East players plenty of time to get down there to cover on him. And he still caught it and tried to run with it.
Their own 31-yard line.
So Columbus Grove will take over at the 31-yard line. Columbus Grove with the football. 4:29 left in the first half. Here's Barraza again, stretching it near side. Has some space, breaks a tackle. Still in bounds at the 50, the 45, and pushed out of bounds. Good for a Dale's Concrete first down.
Now, Patrick, you watch him run the ball, and he's just so quick at making those cuts and avoiding tackles. You see him on the replay there, just running around defenders. He kind of gets right close to him, makes a little bit of a cut, and just goes right around him.
And you like that after first contact, he stayed in bounds. It was really easy for just kind of go out of bounds. It was a decent gain, but he stays in bounds. He cuts up field, and he gets 16 more yards. That puts him at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Here is Barraza again. Up the middle, and a flag comes out at the 38-yard line. Allen East defense getting the stop there. A number of guys in on that first stop. I think Landon Poling was in there as well.
Going against Columbus Grove.
I think you're right. Looks like it's going to be holding against Grove.
Illegal block in the back. On the offense, number 52. 10-yard penalty.
So a block in the back called against Columbus Grove. So that'll nullify a lot of that yardage.
After the penalty,
So you'll make it first down, and
first and 14 for the Bulldogs.
so you're going to say 14 for Columbus Grove. Best screen pass, far side,
Oh,
complete.
good block over there.
Indeed, picked up a nice block
Complete to Zach Reynolds.
and picks up some nice yardage. And a flag comes out at the end of that play at around the 45-yard line.
There's a number 5 over there, Zane Steckschulte making that block out there.
It was after the play was over, or very close to the end of the play. So the officials are talking this one over, trying to see what they might be signaling.
Personal foul.
Number 28 on the defense. 15-yard penalty out of the end of the run. First down.
So all they said, personal foul on Allen East. No additional specificity. So in any case, it's going to add 15 yards to the end of the play for Columbus Grove, and that is certainly not something that Allen East needed. It's going to be a Dale's Concrete first down. Ball at the 22, fresh set of sticks for Columbus Grove. And here's Barraza with the handoff, going off tackle and tackled at the 18.
A good tackle there by it was Jack Holden made that tackle.
Tackle made by Pinks and Hole.
Picks up 5.
Second 5 for the Bulldogs from the Mustangs, 17-yard line.
Coming up on second down and 5 as the attack for Columbus Grove has been pretty straightforward.
With a little wrinkle every once in a while.
Well, a little bit. Every once in a while there's a screen pass. Here's a pitch, and it's Barraza.
Oh, look at
And
them.
running through tackles out past the 10 to the 5-yard line. Good for a Dale's Concrete first down.
Where it'll be first and goal Bulldogs.
There's the Hawker Drywall replay. And I'll tell you what, you don't need to have anything more than a Tecmo Bowl playbook here tonight, as they are just running Barraza up the middle with the occasional screen pass and the occasional pitch.
Well, this is one where now Allen East's going to have to scratch their head because they, you can expect Barraza, you've got a first and 5 at the 5 to carry the ball, but that isn't what happened last time on a 4th and 1.
That's right. It was a rollout and a passing touchdown for Best. So here's Barraza. And going to that other side, and he has brought down Hedrick and others in on the stop. Kaiden Culbertson also in there on the tackle. Second down and goal at the 3.
Mustang 3-yard line.
See Barraza right, Barraza left.
Best with the pitch to Barraza, and Barraza.
Oh, nice tackle to keep him. He's in.
And he is going to punch it in for a Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown.
Thought for a minute there they were able to keep him out of there.
I thought they did too. I thought that that last hit by Jordan Scott kept him out of the end zone, but they put him in. And I was also looking at Jack Hole because he seemed to be signaling that the ball came out. But in any case, it is a touchdown for Columbus Grove. Another impressive drive for the Bulldogs. And now the extra point attempt is up and good. 27-14, Columbus Grove in command on this one in WOS. Tonight's instant replay sponsor is Hawker Drywall and Plastering. Visit us at hawkerdrywall.com to see how we can help you. Columbus Grove getting a lot of help from Trenton Barraza tonight. 27-14, Barraza taking it in for a touchdown, and the Columbus Grove Bulldogs have scored 20 unanswered here on Military Appreciation Night at Clymer Stadium, and they have taken command of this football game.
Yeah, that was a 69-yard drive on just 6 plays, and all of them were Barraza mostly. Which that's your game plan. That's what Columbus Grove likes to do. You know, when you got a running back of that caliber in your backfield, yeah, just keep feeding him the ball, you know, and see what he can do with it. And that's what they've been able to do. Control the time of possession, like we said, make long drives, and put points at the end.
Now here is a kick and some trouble fielding it by Allen East, and then ended up corralling it. This is Ethan Hirschberger keeping up and down at the 42-yard line. Flag comes out at the 23-yard line. So we'll see if this yardage will stand or if it's going to come back. And it looks like it's going to come back.
That's too bad. That was a great return by him.
So a blindside block. They half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. So that is going to be a very costly penalty for Allen East, as they are going to move the ball. That's a 30-yard penalty, Dar.
Yes, it is, and that was a great return. And often you see that where, you know, they kind of bobble the ball, pick it up, and then by that time everybody, the return team, is already coming past you.
So instead of being around the 41, Allen East is going to start their drive at the 12-yard line. 1:42 remaining in the first half. Thompson looking to throw on first down. They pass incomplete, looking for Ethan Young. First time we've called his name tonight.
And this is dangerous territory for Allen East, too, on a pass like that. That's an easy pick six if you're not careful. And the last thing you want to do is give Columbus Grove the ball back again down in this area.
That's for sure. Here's Hull on the carry on second down and trying to push the pile forward, but the pile uncooperative. Stopped at the 10-yard line.
Timeout, Columbus Grove.
So Columbus Grove calls timeout. I believe that is their final timeout of the half. Metzger Financial Services timeout, so they'll stop the clock with 1:28 remaining, and a call like that, you're thinking we can stop Allen East on third down. We'll get the ball back, probably in pretty good field territory, with some time to play on the clock. Might have a little bit over a minute to, well, probably run Barraza a couple times.
Yeah. You know, and you're going to get it, even if you force them to punt the ball, you're still going to get it in good field position out there. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Landon Best just toss it down the field and see what he can come up with. You don't see that a lot from him. He's typically, you know, a sideline to sideline type passer, you know, but hey, we'll test his arm out and see what he can do.
So third down and 10 for the Mustangs. Allen East deep in their own territory, trailing by 13. Thompson flushed out of the pocket and brought down. First sack of the night for the Columbus Grove defense.
Jackson Thompson tackled by Kyle Lathrop.
Kyle Lathrop with the sack.
Sack on the field is a family fed. The Union Bank committed
and that
to our community.
Is not at all what Allen East wanted to have happen. So Columbus Grove takes their final timeout. So they had two timeouts, so now they're able to stop it with 1:22 remaining. We'll take a break as well. 27-14, Grove on top. We'll be back. Metzger Financial Services sponsoring tonight's timeout, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. The punt off and received by Columbus Grove at the 40-yard line. So the Bulldogs will have a minute 12 to play with, and a touchdown in this scenario would be not agreeable for the Allen East Mustangs if they want to have any chance of winning this one tonight.
Absolutely not. And, you know, now with just a minute 12 left, no timeouts left for Columbus Grove, I mean, you're either going to go the sidelines with your passes if you're going to, or you're hoping that Barraza will be able to break one loose if he can get it, you know, through the hole.
Allen East will receive the football to start the second half. So here is Barraza. Gets the ball and
look out,
still
look
up
out.
to the 25 and is pushed out of bounds. So a Dale's Concrete first down, and getting out of bounds, able to stop the clock.
He can bounce out of here, and I don't know how he got out of that mess, but he was able to.
That's the Hawker drywall replay. Eventually forced out of bounds by Levi Nichols. But that's pretty impressive when you run the ball up the middle and you're able to get out of bounds.
Yeah, that little opening on the left side of him, and he found it.
Minute 4 remaining, and now Best is going to keep this one. He takes it up the middle for a nice gain. Stopped just shy of the 10-yard line. That's going to be very close to a Dale's Concrete first down, and it will be.
Well, Best hasn't carried it a whole lot tonight, even though he can run the ball effectively. Usually he's been stopped trying to get around the outside.
Pitch to Barraza, and this time the Allen East defense is there for the stop behind the line.
In the backfield.
Like Dalton Smith, I think, been there.
Good penetration by the Mustangs, and Best will stop it. He'll clock the ball with 36 seconds remaining. That'll bring up third down.
Be 3rd and 11 for the Bulldogs. From the Mustang 12-yard line.
So we'll see if we see another running play where Best takes to the air on third down and 11. 36 seconds left in the first half. Best passes and incomplete.
Zach Reynolds incomplete.
Looking for Zach Reynolds there, and it's fourth down.
For the Bulldogs.
He had the right idea. There was a little opening right there. Just threw it too far to the left.
So we'll see if. So we see
Here
a personnel
comes Veroff.
change. Looks like Columbus Grove is going to kick a field goal.
Evan Veroff into attempt to field
That's a
goal.
good place to do it at. I mean, give your kicker a chance to see if he can put some points on the board here.
Evan Veerhoff in to attempt the 28-yard field goal, and no good.
And the field goal is no good.
Thought it might have cleared the lower left quadrant, but does not go. And with 27 seconds left, Allen East will take over, down 27-14. And the Allen East offense has struggled throughout this game overall. One touchdown is defensive touchdown, the Carson Klum pick six. Their only offensive touchdown, a Jackson Thompson run. So they haven't put up a lot of offense yet, but I tell you what, if you could somehow get down the field quickly, score a touchdown, get the football back to start the second half, that would be the optimal turnout for Allen East here in the final seconds of this first half.
It certainly would, but the offensive line for Allen East has got to give Thompson more time back here. He's been pressured all night long. He's had to throw off his back foot a couple times. He's had to throw from the side.
Here's Hull, and Hull making some progress here at the 35 and goes out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Nice heads-up play to not fall down inbounds.
38-yard line.
Here's
Good
the Hawker
vision,
drywall.
too.
Yeah, without a doubt. And
Great
able to
job.
stay up and get out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So at high school, of course, the clock would stop on a Dale's Concrete first down. Well, any first down, whether it's sponsored or not, until the chains were set, and then they'd wind the clock again. This way, the clock does not start again until the ball is snapped. First and 10 at the 38, ball at the 38. Here's Thompson. Back to throw, hit,
Nope.
and sacked.
Jackson Thompson sacked
Brought
by
down
Lathrop.
by
That sack
Kyle
is
Lathrop.
by the
Second
Unibank
sack
Company.
of the game, and that is going to end the first half. So the Bulldogs with a fantastic defensive play, and that will end the first half at Clymer Stadium. It's a 27-14 Columbus Grove lead. We'll be back for the third quarter here on WOSN. Welcome back. Our scoreboard sponsor, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, home style, happens here. We're at the home of the Bulldogs, Clymer Stadium in Columbus Grove, with a 27-14 lead over Allen East. This was a game that Allen East led early 14-7, but Columbus Grove has really put on a rushing clinic through Trenton Barraza here in the last part of the second half. Second quarter, rather.
Yeah, they certainly have. And I think, the interception for pick six for Allen East really woke Columbus Grove up, I think. And from that point on, their offense and their defense picked up their game, quite a bit. And, it's funny how that kind of feeds off of each other the way it does. But, Peraza just, had an outstanding first half. You just feed him the ball and let him run, But then they had an interesting call in the first half for Columbus Grove when they had a 4th and 1, in the red zone. And instead of handing it to Peraza, they threw the ball for a touchdown. That was kind of interesting. That kind of sets the Allen East back on their heels a little bit. Now they got to think every time Columbus Grove gets in the red zone.
So Allen East will get the football to start the second half. And we are underway, and they're just going to go ahead and down it. That's Jordan Neal downing that one around the 35-yard line. That's where Allen East will take over, and the Mustangs going to try and find some answers on offense. One offensive touchdown was a Jackson Thompson rushing touchdown, and they got that on a short field. But for anything where they've had to sustain a drive, they haven't been able to do anything.
No, and they've got to give Thompson more time back here. He's had to throw on the run a lot. He's had to throw off his back foot a lot. Oh, here's a little wrinkle right there.
Hensley with a pitch and right to Carson Klum. That's going to be very close to a first down. So the pitch to Trey Hensley. Hensley, the backup quarterback for the Mustangs. And Carson Klum getting his hands on the ball for the first time tonight, offensively anyway.
And I like that. You're down 27-14. You come out, you got the ball, first here in the third quarter. Hey, let's throw a few other new things in there.
Thompson in a design run and picks up a nice block from Klum. And the flag comes out on the late hit. He was dropped to the 50-yard line. So tack on 15 additional yards to that, and that's going to put Allen East in business. Dale's Concrete first down, and they're going to have the ball at the Columbus Grove 35.
A good start for Allen East here in the third quarter. But they got to establish some kind of running game, a little bit more than just having your quarterback run out of the pocket.
Without a doubt. So they assessed the penalty a few yards behind where I thought Thompson went out of bounds, so the ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line. So a pass play, a run play, and a penalty, and Allen East in business.
Yeah, this would be big for them if they can score here on this first drive of the third quarter.
Thompson under pressure had to let this one go, and it is incomplete, and he took a shot. Felt the pressure and let it go.
Auchmuty, I think, got in there.
Say either Auchmuty or say it was Auchmuty. I don't know. Like I said, the camouflage.
Whoever it was came through with nobody blocking him.
Yeah, right in his face. And credit to Thompson for standing there and making the throw. And now here's Hull finding a little bit of space across the 35 to the 34-yard line. And that'll bring up third down and about 7. Here's the Hawker
vision
replay.
By him. Just to find a hole. There really wasn't anything there, and he created something.
Now on third down. Hole in the backfield with Thompson. 4 wide. Hedrick Hensley, and Klum. Thompson letting this one go, looking for the sideline, and incomplete. Looking for Trey Hensley there around the 15-yard line. That's going to bring up fourth down.
Yeah, that was well out of bounds, caught by the Columbus Grove guy, but well out of bounds. And Thompson only a sophomore, so that's a big learning year for him. He's got a decent arm. He just hasn't had the time really to set up and throw.
Going forward on fourth down. Thompson back, takes off, has space, and is going to be close to a Dale's Concrete first down. From here, it looks like he's got it, and he does. So nice heads-up play by Thompson to get enough yardage to move the sticks and keep the drive alive for Allen East.
And good blocking by Allen East on that one there to keep the two guys coming in on the edge, coming in on Thompson, keeping them out of there.
Hand off to Hull on first down, and he's across the 25 to the 23-yard line.
This is a nice little third quarter drive here for Allen East to start this period off.
Much needed by the Mustangs. Can they finish it off? Ball on the 22, second down and 7. A first down here would only be their second red zone trip of the night. Here's Thompson scrambling, running to his left, has a man, incomplete. Braylon Schultz, the intended receiver, and it's going to be third down, and the Allen East crowd wanting a flag on that hit there, but not getting any.
Again, there's that roll to the left by Thompson, and he's asking to throw behind himself a little bit, and he puts too much on it. And that's a tough throw for him, and he hasn't been able really to complete it yet tonight.
That's a tough throw for any quarterback.
It is when you're rolling to your left.
When you're right-handed, rolling off to your left and trying to throw, that's not easy. Here's a pitch to Hensley on 3rd and 7, and Columbus Grove is there. Bulldogs get the stop. Hensley across the 20 and no more. 4th down again coming up. And nice reaction there by Riley Souter. And that will bring up 4th and 4, and I would imagine it's 4-down territory from here on out for Allen East.
This is a key 4th down for them, though. They really need to get this first down.
Thompson rolling to his right. Looks like he's going to keep it. Tucks and runs, and he does. Lowers the shoulder. And I think he's there again for a Dales Concrete first down. And indeed he is.
Good blocking again. Nice block thrown there.
Set hole with a nice block, and Thompson lowering the shoulder and moving forward for the Dales Concrete first down. Drive still alive, 1st and 10. Here's Hole. Looking for a little bit of space and maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on that play.
Yeah, it's tough going up against that, interior of the Columbus Grove defense and trying to, find a way to get through that. Allen East had some good success if they can get to the outside, but boy, you try to go on the inside against this Bulldog defense and they really shut you down quickly.
So there's been some space in that interior line, but not a lot.
Not a lot.
2nd and 10. Thompson spinning, rolling to that left side again, and is just pushed out of bounds.
Thompson takes the ball out of bounds.
I'll give him credit. They keep running that same play and we're having him boot to the left side.
Bring up 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs.
Credit to the Columbus Grove defense, really nowhere to go with that pass. The only option that Thompson really had, was to tuck it and run. Now here's 3rd and 5, and here is Pinks right up the middle for a Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown, and the Mustangs have life here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, we haven't heard Pink's name called too much here since about the 1st quarter, but boy, that was a nice run right there. Plenty of room for that touchdown.
Pink's 3rd touchdown of the season.
And that's huge for the Mustangs. They really needed to get points right off the bat here in the 3rd quarter.
And now coming up what could be a very important extra point. Klum with the hold. Schaefer with the kick. Up and good. 7:59 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and it's a 27-21 lead for Columbus Grove. We'll be back. Our first down sponsor tonight is Dales Concrete. Call Dales Concrete and Decorative Stamping in Leipsic for all your commercial and residential concrete needs. 27-21, Columbus Grove, Allen East with a drive that had a couple of 4th down conversions, a couple of missed plays, but a couple of good ones, and ending with a Jacob Pinks touchdown run to bring the Mustangs within 6, and it was a drive that they needed to come away with points.
Oh, they absolutely needed to come out firing in the 3rd quarter to get the points on the board. And now it's interesting because we talked about, what that missed extra point for Columbus Grove was in the 1st half. If that will come back to haunt them later on. Well, right now at 27-21, you kind of think about that a little bit, but plenty of football left to go. We're only at 7:59 here in the 3rd quarter. We've got the entire 4th quarter yet to go. But I'll tell you what, that's a big momentum boost for the Allen East Mustangs.
And now the Mustangs go to defense, and they're going to have to prove that they can stop Trenton Barraza and the Columbus Grove offense, because the last part of the second quarter, they had no answers for this Bulldog attack. And now here comes Columbus Grove, and a nice return out to the 31-yard line by Zach Reynolds. And the Bulldogs will start their first drive of the second half.
And you're right, Patrick. Can they stop Trenton Barraza? But the problem is if you do happen to stop Trenton Barraza, Landon Best can also run the football, and they've been successful with those screen passes for Columbus Grove too. So, you can't keep too much on Barraza, because that's just going to open up a couple other areas that Columbus Grove has on their offense.
And they've been able to use that to their advantage. We'll see how they come out here in the first half, and it's Barraza again. A flag comes out at the 35-yard line, and based on the reactions, I'm going to say that it's, well, I was going to say it was against Allen East, but maybe it's against Columbus Grove. Could be holding. You try not to look at the reactions of coaches because you have no idea what they're reacting to.
No, you have no idea.
Could be something completely unrelated to what's happening.
And this crew's not in a big hurry to let you know what the penalty was for a while either. So.
And we're going to say LOL JK. Oh. All right, they're going to pick that up. So no gain on the previous play. Second down and 10.
Yeah, now it comes down to your defensive line for Allen East. You've got to stop those runs up the middle.
Second down, Barraza working the near side and brought out of bounds. And a flag comes out at the end of that play.
And there is a flag on the field.
And it's going to be a face mask against Allen East. So there you see the face mask out of bounds. At least we assume that's going to be the call. Yep, personal foul, face mask against Allen East. So much in the way that Allen East used penalties to get the ball moving, Columbus Grove getting the same benefit here on their drive.
Yeah, that's a biggie right there, though, for Columbus Grove and against the Mustangs, because, boy, that moves it into their territory.
So that's a Dales Concrete first down via the penalty. And you're absolutely right, Dar, moves them into Allen East territory. Ball in the 39 and a fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs. And this is going to be Best. He keeps it, faking the pitch, goes up the middle across the 30 to the 26-yard line. Good for another Dales Concrete first down.
And you got to look at the blocking on this one here. There's a hole big enough I could run through that. And I don't know if I could finish it, but I could run through it.
Good thing we don't have to worry about that.
That's true.
Either one of us.
It's easier up here.
Yeah. The Kamler takes off. He's at 34, 33, 32. And runs out of gas to 31. Here's Barraza. Breaks outside and looked like he was going to break that one. Instead, hanging on to him is, I think that was RJ. Nope. So that was number 75 for Allen East, who we don't have a 75 for.
No, we don't. He's been out there all night long. I'm trying to figure out who he is.
He's someone's son, and he makes the stop there. Second down and 6. Ball at the 23. Here's Barraza again. Little penetration, but Barraza able to beat it a little bit, but back to the 20-yard line. So he picks up 3 on that play, and that'll bring up third down.
Well, Barraza's consistent all night long of getting the first tackler to miss, but that time Allen East just moved down the line a little bit and clogged up the hole rather quickly. Impressive thing about Trent Barraza too is he always, he keeps his feet moving constantly and he keeps going north and south. He'll get to the outside, but he turns it back in and has a nose for where he wants to go.
This is Gannon on third down and stood up at the 19. And it's going to be short of a first down, it looks like, from our vantage point. So I think we're going to have a 4th and 1 coming up. And Columbus Grove going for it on 4th down, I would imagine. Here they come back up to the line. 4th and 1, ball at the 18, and it's Best on the keeper and gets the pile to push just enough, it looks like, for a Dales Concrete first down.
Boy, that was close, though.
And it is first down. So Dales Concrete first down. Puts the ball at the 16-yard line. Bulldogs, another red zone trip. One of the things Andy Schaefer mentioned before the game was we want to be 100% in the red zone. Make all of them pay off. And here's Barraza swerving through defenders and getting out to the 11-yard line.
And the other interesting thing is, again, that was another 4th and 1, and they used Barraza basically as a decoy on those 4th and 1s and lets Best either run the ball or throw the ball.
Barraza has been a workhorse tonight.
As he usually is. I mean, he gets a lot of carries in the course of a year.
Could be our Stolly Hustle Award winner tonight. Here's Barraza again, right up the middle.
That'll do it.
And dives where the ball comes out. And they're going to say touchdown, Columbus Grove. A Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown. Look at the ball came out because of the field. So it looks like the ball was popped out by the ground after he crossed the goal line. So a touchdown for Columbus Grove makes it 33-21 Bulldogs.
Man, he is an impressive runner.
Barraza with I think that's his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the kick is up, and it is good. 4:29 remaining on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard. It's a 34-21 lead for Columbus Grove here on WOSN. Replay sponsor is Hawker Drywall and Plastering, sponsoring our instant replay. Visit us at hawkerdrywall.com to see how we can help you. Trenton Barraza with another touchdown run, his 3rd of the contest. 34-21 Columbus Grove with the lead over Allen East. So both teams have had one possession in the 3rd quarter, and they both converted them into 7 points.
A big contrast to last year's 7-0 game. I'll tell you what, I really didn't expect to see this kind of scoring from both teams.
A bit of a surprise, no doubt. Here is Jones with the return for Allen East. Takes it out to the 37-yard line before he is brought down. And now Allen East will come back on the field, and they will try to keep pace with Columbus Grove and try and keep this one close.
They're at a stage of this game right now where you just can't trade touchdowns back and forth because you got to get yourself a defensive stop somewhere along the line if you're the Allen East Mustangs.
The last thing that Allen East wants to do is get down by more than 13 points, and that means that they're going to have to, number one, score. And as you said, Dar, they're going to have to come up with a stop on defense.
Yeah, they've got to come up with some way of stopping this Columbus Grove offense from just going down and scoring.
Screen pass. Thompson completes to Hensley. Gets him out in space, and he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
That's Eversole out there on the tackle again.
Picks up a gain of 6. So
Hensley,
second down and 4 coming up.
I'll tell you, Hensley's a dangerous runner, too, if you get him on the outside like that. Good tackle by Eversole.
So try to get your playmakers the ball, and Hensley is one of them. Now trying to get it out to him on a pitch, and he's out across the 45 and makes some contact there with some folks on the Columbus Grove sideline.
Has somebody in the
I think
band?
he hit one of the coaches.
Boom.
So did not pick up much on that run.
Yeah.
Picked up maybe a yard or 2.
There's a lot of running just to get that 1 yard,
right.
too.
Ran about 10 yards and picked up 2. Third down and 2. Thompson, this is to Pinks. And Pinks is going to be short of the first down.
And Reynolds grabbed a hold of his ankle and said, I'm not letting you go. Forget that.
You stay here.
You may lay out for another yard, but you're going to stay back here.
4th and 2. Mustangs going for it.
Whoa. This is gutsy.
See if they snap it or they try to drop them off sides. And a timeout called by Allen East.
Timeout.
So
Allen East.
possibility to maybe talk this one over. Allen East using their first timeout of the night. Metzger Financial Services timeout. It's a 13-point lead here for Columbus Grove on top of Allen East here on WOSN. Tonight's premier sponsor for the Allen East Mustangs is Eastside Insurance, dedicated to providing the best insurance protection at the most reasonable price to as many people as possible.
Mustangs from their own 40.
3:39 remaining in the third quarter. Big 4th and 2 coming up for the Mustangs at their own 46, and it looks like they are going to go for it. Thompson fakes the screen, back to pass, going long and incomplete. And actually, yeah, a good idea to not catch that ball. That would have been an issue with field possession. Turnover on downs. So Columbus Grove will get the football back in plus territory.
I'm not sure if the Grove defender thought about that at the time. You know, he was a little upset with himself. He didn't catch it, but boy, that'd been a big turnaround there as far as yardage goes if he had caught it.
He probably would have liked to have the interception for the stats.
Yep, but the coach is saying no.
Right, but that would have cost you about 20 yards in field position, about 15 yards in field position. But Grant Eversole will get the SWAT. I don't think they track those, but there it is. So Columbus Grove back to work, and Landon Best
look out, he's out.
on the RPO,
Goodbye.
and he is gone for a Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown. 46 yards to the house, and a dagger by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you see them just cut over and look at the hole he ran right past.
The defense keying in on Barraza, and Best keeps it, and he takes it all the way in.
Yeah, he slipped that tackler at the line and just kept right on moving.
40-21, Columbus Grove on top.
Well, that's tough for Allen East because they really looked like they were starting to pick it up here in the second half as far as their offense goes, and their defense was doing a good job. And then, bam, a play like that just takes the wind out of your sails.
So they're going to try for the 2-point conversion and try and get those 2 points back, and it's going to be incomplete. So that's going to keep the score at 40-21. 3:22 remaining in the third quarter. It's a 19-point lead for Columbus Grove here on WOSN. Tonight's touchdown sponsor is Fat Jack's Pizza. Get to Fat Jack's Pizza before or after the game and enjoy their delicious pizza, fun games, and ice-cold drinks. Touchdown starting to pile up on the Columbus Grove side of the ledger. They're up 40-21 over Allen East. 3:22 remaining here in the third quarter from Clymer Stadium. Military Appreciation Night for the Bulldogs. Patrick Kamler, Dar Evergall here with you. And this game was close for a while, and it's been competitive throughout, but you see Columbus Grove maybe starting to turn things over. The momentum, the numbers, the playmakers, everything kind of starting to tilt over to the side of the Bulldogs at this point.
Yeah, that was really a dagger for Allen East because, you know, a 46-yard touchdown run on the first play from scrimmage for Columbus Grove there, that really hurt you.
Hensley on the return, and Allen East will come back on the field and had a good first drive of the third quarter, turned that into 7 points, and then their second drive stalled out. A fourth down attempt did not work, which gave the ball to Columbus Grove in Allen East territory, and they promptly turned it into a touchdown. Landon Best with a 46-yard touchdown scamper. And now the Mustangs will try to make something happen here. Ball to 35, 1st and 10. Pinks with the carry to the 35, and that is all.
Well, the one thing for the Mustangs is they gotta shake this off. I mean, there's still 3 minutes left in the third quarter. You got the entire fourth quarter to go. You're not down where it's inconceivable that you can make a comeback. So you just got to shake it off and say, hey, we got to just go out there and play hard.
Still a 3-score game. Here's Thompson, and not finding much of anything to go. Back maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Blankmeyer in on the stop, as well as Josh Gannon.
On the flip side, Columbus Grove's just the opposite. They got to keep intensity going as well. They can't slack off and, think we got this game in hand at this point. You got to keep fighting and just keep tackling.
And the Grove defense really seems to have their ears pinned back. They aren't worried about the possibility of Thompson beating him deep, at least not yet, although he's going to give it a shot here. Looking for Klum down the sideline, and what a catch by Carson Klum.
He took that right from the defender's hands. You watch this on the instant replay.
Says, this one is mine. What a catch by Carson Klum on a 50-50 ball. That might have been a 60-40 ball. And Klum still comes down with it for the Dales Concrete first down. And Allen East back to it. And Pinks is stuck at the 30-yard line. And there's a flag that comes out at the 34-yard line. And I think that's going to be a couple flags out there. I think it's going to be against Columbus Grove.
12 men on the field.
That's what we're hearing up here.
Yep.
So that'll give Allen East 5 more yards. And you haven't heard Carson Klum's name called a whole lot. He's been their leading receiver this season so far. Came into the game with 206 yards and 12 receptions.
Well, that was just a great catch, though.
Thompson rolling out, lets this one go, and through the hands of the Columbus Grove defender. Incomplete, looking for Caden Hedrick, and I think that was number 12, so that was Riley Sauter for Columbus Grove.
That was a good first down call, though, on that one right there.
Hand off to Pinks on 2nd and 5, and he's across the 25 to the 24-yard line. Here's the Hawker drywall replay. I tell you what, you see Landon Houston there just hanging on for dear life.
He got a hold of his jersey, and he's just, you can drag me about 2 yards, but I'm going to hang on.
Bring up 3rd down and 4.
It's a big 3rd down here for Allen East.
Thompson drops back, 3rd and 4, flushed out. Moving to his left again, is going to try and run it, and he is dropped for a loss. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good pursuit by number 52 there, but finished off there at the end.
It's like he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So another 4th down coming up for Allen East.
4th and 5 for Allen East from the Bulldogs' 25-yard line.
So they'll mark it 4th and 5 of the 25. Allen East trying to keep this drive alive. 1:21 left in the 3rd quarter. Thompson back. Pressure coming. Stays in the pocket. Throws. Pass. Incomplete. Pinks wide open in the middle of the field. And could not bring it in. And it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Mustangs.
Tough break for that young man because it was right in his hands. Good throw there by Thompson to get out of there to even let it go of the ball.
Nice job by Thompson standing in there, pressure coming, stood in the pocket, made a good throw. Looks like it might have been off the back foot a little bit, but still hit his man, and Pinks just couldn't bring it in. So the Bulldogs will come back out at the 25-yard line, and the Bulldogs and their faithful would love nothing more than a nice long drive that chews up the remaining 13 minutes and 15 seconds of this ball game. And Barraza, nothing doing up the middle on 1st down.
Yeah, they're pretty much shutting Barraza down a little bit on that inside move there, but again, that's the guy you want to give it to. Just let him keep running the ball.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if there are a lot of attempted passing plays here by Columbus Grove, simply because you want to try and chew up the clock. I know it's only the third quarter, but you still want to look at that as much as you can. And then just as I say that, they're going to try a screen play, and it is incomplete.
You kind of knew that was coming because Barraza went out there on that side, got out of the backfield, went out there. He had a blocker in front of him, too, if he could have got that ball.
And you saw number 7 for Allen East, Carson Klum was right there. Looks like he might have been sniffing around that ball, too.
Yeah, they're sending Barraza out there as a receiver again and got Gannon in the backfield.
And it's going to be Gannon who takes the ball on third down, keeping the pile moving, and is going to be close to a first down. And they're going to give it to him. That's going to be a Dale's Concrete first down for Columbus Grove.
Good hard-nosed run there by Gannon. Again, only a junior. See a lot of juniors and sophomores on this Columbus Grove team.
A lot of young players on this Columbus Grove team that went to the state semifinals last season. And we'll see if they run the play before the end of the third quarter. They don't have to, and they will not. So they'll switch sides, and that will do it for the third quarter. 12 more minutes in this one. It's a 19-point lead for Columbus Grove. Fourth quarter coming up here on WOSN. Tonight's timeout's brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping to plan your financial future. Call them at 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com as they get enough for the Dale's Concrete first down.
That was Gannon again on the carry. We talked about, a lot of juniors and sophomores and stuff on this Columbus Grove team. You look at, Best is only a sophomore. Roz is only a junior.
Yeah, as we mentioned, a lot of young guys on this team able to make contributions as well. Ball on the 46 here is 1st and 10. And Best is going to keep this one. And nice head of steam. I haven't had a lot of opportunities to see Landon Best run in this game, but I'll tell you, when he has, he's looked really good. That's in the Dale's Concrete first down.
Yeah, you tack 46 on that one, so that helps your stats real quickly. But yeah, and generally he's running a lot to that left side, following up and finding a hole over there. It's nice to have when you got, Barraza, hammering away at you all day long, and then just let your quarterback then run it out of the pocket and pick up first downs.
Barraza over 100 yards rushing. Best might have close to that too. And now here's Josh Gannon out to the 35 to the 33-yard line, and that's going to be a Dale's Concrete first down.
Gannon's only a junior as well, and I've been impressed with the last 3 or 4 runs that he's had. Only 5'7", 175 pounds, and boy, he's becoming a little bit of a workhorse on this particular series.
Columbus Grove just methodically moving the ball down the field. Now here's Luke Groach, and he takes it across the 25, and that's where he is stopped. Take that back. That's Zach Reynolds. So Reynolds with a carry on the sweep, and the ball's across the 25. Second down and 2. A couple substitutions being made for Allen East. Keegan Jones coming out, Caden Hedrick coming in. So the ball on the 24-yard line, 2nd and 2. And this is Gannon once again. And Gannon with a Dale's Concrete first down out across the 15 to the 14-yard line.
I'll tell you, he's had, his last 4 or 5 runs have all been, 8, 9, 10 yards.
So it looks like that perhaps it's going to be Gannon from here on out. Well, I see Barraza in there now. He's lining up, going to line up wide receiver, it looks like.
Yeah, he's been doing that for the last 3 or 4 times that they've had the ball.
And Gannon again on 1st and 10 at the 13.
Josh Gannon with the run.
Which is smart if you're Columbus Grove, because Barraza's carried the ball so much tonight. He's really been the workhorse all night long, and you're giving him kind of a break to put him out there on the outside. You're not taking him out of the game, but, if you can, flip the ball out there to him, he can break it for you. But at least you're giving him a little bit of a break out there and giving Gannon the opportunity to build up some yardage.
Landon Best came into the game their most prolific rusher. He's run the ball 57 times. Barraza had run it 54 times. I think Barraza is going to be the leader after tonight. Here's Reynolds. And a helmet goes rolling down the field.
Hopefully there's not a head in it.
Yeah, that's always a look for, not a head. It's not Halloween yet.
Yeah, there it goes.
You see it go, yep. And Reynolds gets out to the 5-yard line.
That was Latham's helmet. He's back there looking for it. Like, I had it a second ago, Coach. I don't know where it went.
All of a sudden, my vision got a lot clearer. There weren't bars in the way or anything. 3rd down and 2. Ball at the 6. And this is Best, who's going to keep it on the RPO and takes it in for a Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown. And Columbus Grove might have just salted this one away.
Yeah, I think so. And nice fake handoff there by Best to Gannon.
So ring the bell again here at Columbus Grove. It's a 46-21 lead for the Bulldogs.
And this has been a typical Columbus Grove game. I mean, run, then let your quarterback do his thing every once in a while.
Brady Basinger coming in to attempt the extra point for the Bulldogs.
Oh.
So the extra point forthcoming for Columbus Grove. Brady Basinger with the kick. And it is up, and it is good. 8:08 remaining in this one. It's a 47-21 lead for Columbus Grove here on WOSN. Our first down sponsor tonight, Dale's Concrete. Call Dale's Concrete and Decorative Stamping in Lipsick for all your commercial and residential concrete needs. Well, it hasn't been concrete, but Columbus Grove has been laying a path pretty consistently to the end zone tonight. They have a 47-21 lead over the Allen East Mustangs.
Well, and their defense has definitely made it hard for Allen East all night long as well. Now you got to continue to do that. You still got 8 minutes to go, but you're basically playing a little bit for pride. If it's been the way that Allen East's offense has been tonight, they haven't really been able to put a bunch of points on the board in a hurry. So.
And, of course, if you're a coach and if you're head coach Joel Billings, there's obviously things that you want to work on and can continue to do with your team, kind of try to clean some things up. Here's Trey Hensley trying to make something happen here in the late going, and the state champion track star showing off some of that speed out to the 48-yard line.
Getting up a little gingerly, though.
Here's a Hawker Drywall replay of it, and
hey, watch the little hitch he puts in this thing. Right there.
Right there, yep. So not bad starting field position for Allen East. And as you said, if you're an Allen East fan or you're Joel Billings or interested in Allen East football in any way, shape, or form, you just want to see them execute and do the best they can. Probably not going to win this one tonight, but you still want to see them compete and see if some of the young guys on this team can keep taking steps forward to being better. Here's Thompson on first down on the RPO, and there's a nice run out across the 40 to the 39. That's a Dale's Concrete first down.
Yeah, and he got that ball quickly and went around that corner fast. I mean, he didn't even hesitate or waste any time at all. That was a good play.
Another gear there. Yep, absolutely.
Should have seen that one earlier.
Ball at the 40, 1st and 10. Thompson back, looking to throw, and is flushed out of the pocket. Going to his left once again, and gets back to the 40, maybe the 39, for a gain of 1.
Watt there chasing him down. He has not had a whole lot of time back here all night long.
No, he certainly has not. And he's been flushed. It seems like on most plays, I won't say every play, but it seems like on most plays he's been flushed going to his left. And again, as I said, even if you're, a top flight quarterback, that's a difficult throw to make something with. And
absolutely.
That flushing him to that side has been very effective. Here comes the pressure again. Thompson stands, makes a throw, and the pass incomplete. Was looking for Hensley across the middle and cannot bring it in. It's third down.
Yeah, and Hensley probably just lost track of the ball, and as the Grove defender went up high to try to knock it down, kind of blocked his view of the ball.
Now 3rd and 9. Thompson dumps it off to Hull. Hull to the 35. Picks up a block out to the 20, 15. Nice! Lays the lumber on the defender and is out to the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 11 for a Dale's Concrete first down.
And Lane Wildermuth out there laid a big block to get him, free him up on that one.
At the Bulldog, 11-yard line.
Fresh set of downs. 7:10 remaining in the game. Here's Hull again on the carry across the 10 to the 9-yard line. It's going to bring up second down and that's 7 and
got a player down.
Officials timeout. Hopefully it's just a cramp, but in any case, we'll step away and take a quick timeout. 6:58 remaining in this one. It's a 47-21 lead for Columbus Grove over Allen East. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, home style, happens here. Second down and 7 for the Mustangs. 6:52 remaining in the game. It's a 47-21 lead for Columbus Grove. Mustangs trying to put it in. Here's Thompson. Left side, takes it in. Yes. Backs in for a Fat Jack's Pizza touchdown. Thompson's second touchdown rush of the evening. Here's a Hawker Drywall replay. Now a 47-27 game. Schaefer in to attempt the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. Back to a 19-point lead for Columbus Grove. 6.5 minutes remaining in this one. 47-28. Bulldogs on top. We've got a flag out on the field. We'll step away, take a timeout. We'll be back. Tonight's touchdown sponsor is Fat Jack's Pizza. Get the Fat Jack's Pizza before or after the game and enjoy their delicious pizza, fun games, and ice-cold drinks. Allen East puts the touchdown on the board. Jackson Thompson touchdown run, and that makes it a 47-28 Columbus Grove lead. That will, unless something goes squirrely here tonight, which, anything can happen, it'll be Allen East's 4th straight loss. We'll drop them to 1-5 on the season. And what was really going to be seen as a rebuilding year of sorts for Allen East, of course, that tremendous 2022 graduating class that made it all the way to the regional finals last year was going to be difficult to replace. And while you do see some talent on the Allen East team, certainly, and some opportunities, I think, where it may be a quick turnaround. You might have a pretty good team coming up here in the next year or two. There's going to be some bumps in the road this year.
Oh, absolutely. But I think what you're seeing tonight, too, is a little maturing by your quarterback who's only a sophomore. He's had some nice plays. He's scored a couple touchdowns. There are a couple things they can work on because if he's going to get flushed out of the pocket the way he is to his left, he's going to have to try to figure that one out. They can work on that. But, there's some good things you've seen tonight. Carson Klum, of course, is doing his thing. Pink's had a couple nice runs and a touchdown. So, yeah, they got some things Allen needs to be able to work on, But, both these teams are young teams, across the board. The sophomore quarterbacks on both teams and a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores, a couple of freshmen thrown in there as well. So, Columbus Grove going to move with a win tonight. We'll move to 4-2 on the season, 3-0 in the Northwest Conference, so they're still in the hunt.
Yeah, Columbus Grove also, certainly not to sell them short. They're back on offense. Here is Gannon with a nice carry and dropped to the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 8. Columbus Grove, of course, they're coming off a season, as we mentioned, made to the state semifinals. So we take a look at the replay here, and they've got a lot of young guys, as you mentioned, and they're gonna find out quite a bit about themselves here over the next couple of weeks because they travel on the road to take on unbeaten Leipzig. At least at this point, I think Leipzig won tonight as well, and then Crestview with only one loss so far on the season as well. So, and then Ada, and then they close out, of course, against Bluffton, who currently is also undefeated. Some of those things will change by the time they get to that point, but it's going to be a difficult 3 of the next 4 games for Columbus Grove.
Oh, it certainly will. And, yeah, like you said, some things will be changing. Bluffton and Crestview meet coming up, so that's going to change the standings a little bit. But that's going to be an interesting game, Columbus Grove and Leipzig. I mean, you're looking at a physical team in Leipzig, and a physical team in Columbus Grove. You may be carting a lot of people around off that one. They'll all be feeling it the next morning. I know that.
No stranger to physical games are teams in the Northwest Conference. That is for sure. So back to football action here. 2nd down and 3. Ball on the 40. Best with the handoff. This is Gannon once again to the 41, and then pushed back is going to be short of the first down. 3rd down coming up.
Well, that's a feather in your cap if you're Josh Gannon, because it took 5 guys to knock you down.
It's certainly worth mentioning.
Yeah,
I would mention it.
Look at that.
It took 5 guys to tackle me on that one play. I would put that on my resume. Had to be brought down by 5 guys once. Different than saying I had to have 5 guys brought to me. That's an Uber Eats order, essentially.
Yeah,
it's completely different. Here is Best on the keeper, and he's across the 50. Good for Dale's Concrete first down.
Mustang territory for a Bulldog first down. 1st and 10 for Columbus.
And I tell you, it's been impressive to watch Landon Best run the football. He's had some nice passes, of course, but just kind of seeing him run those RPOs, find that extra gear, and burst through the line for some nice pickups. He had that 46-yard touchdown run earlier, and he's been an impressive young man to watch tonight.
Well, so it's a real luxury when you've got a Trenton Barraza that, softens up the defense, and then all of a sudden you throw in that little wrinkle with Best running the ball. And, like you said, he had the most carries coming into this game, so he's no stranger to running the ball. But tonight it was really set up by Barraza's running and then giving him an opportunity. Now Gannon's picking it up from that point on.
So Gannon's doing his part to keep the sticks moving for Columbus Grove. Here on the Halker Drywall replay. Coming up on 4 minutes remaining in this one is the Bulldogs are looking to wrap up victory number 4 on the season, moving to 4-2 and 3-0 in NWC play. So they are still in the hunt for the conference, and hard to believe we are well past the halfway point of the high school football season. There'll be playoffs before you know it. 16 teams in the postseason in each region. There's a flag on this play that looks like it might be holding.
Yep, marking it off against Columbus Grove. We talked about the running backs and Best and Barraza, and now with Gannon, but don't forget the guys up front. The guys that have been opening up the holes for them. Columbus Grove's got a big, experienced guys up front. Anchored by Ethan Johnson at 6'5", 330 up front. Coming from his right tackle position. Then you throw in the center, Ty Myers, 6 foot 210. Kyle Latham, in there from his left guard position. Left tackle Kyler Mays as well. And then your right guard, Enoch Moody.
Well, you mentioned the keys of the game. Part of that was the line play. Here's Best again on 2nd and 14. And another flag comes out at the end of the play. And this one might be assessed against Allen East. And it is. And I think it's a face mask that's going to go against the Mustangs. So I don't remember the last time I saw this many face mask calls in a game.
I haven't either. I was just going to say, boy, that's a lot of face masks and personal fouls.
Results in a first down.
And I think they've all been accurate. I think that all the face mask calls, there have been actual face masks. I didn't see on this last play, couldn't tell from our vantage point, but the officials seem to have been quite accurate on calling those tonight.
Line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Could be a long 3 minutes we keep this up.
Best back to pass, going over the top and looking for Reynolds and incomplete.
Pass intended for
I think he tried the one-handed grab there to bring that one in and incomplete. Little long and still tried to bring that one in and just couldn't get it done.
Well, we talked about when you're up 47-28, you want to work on a few things. Well, I think that was one of those opportunities for them to work on something to try, because they haven't thrown downfield almost all night long.
Yeah, not a lot of pass attempts and completions for Best tonight. The Bulldogs have done most of their damage on the ground with plays like this. This is Gannon across the 30 to the 29-yard line, picks up a couple, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Best goes over the sideline and says, hey, Coach, I want to throw one downfield. Let me do it.
I want to try it.
Come on.
Remember years ago when John Zerby who's WOSN contributor over the years, he was head coach of Spencerville, and I would talk to him about what they were going to do during their season before the season started, and he would say, we might just break out our pass play.
Any pass play.
Yeah, we break out our pass play. We might give it a shot. But they had so many good running backs over the years. They had 2 or 3 guys, it seemed like every year, that they could hand the ball off to, and each one of them would end up with 1,000 yards on the season. It's like, well, why would you pass the ball if you have that?
That's right. Kind of like Macomb. They're always the same way that way. We'll throw the ball, but when you least expect it, but we'll throw it. But when you got 3 or 4 guys that can run it, well,
a silly question, like asking Chris Algie, head coach of Macomb every year. So, you got a good running back? You think your running game's going to be good? Well, yeah, probably. Though he's never sounds quite as confident as we do in the media.
Yes.
It's like asking Tim Goodwin, is your team going to be good this year? Oh, probably not. Okay, we'll see you in the state championship game.
Yeah, we got a lot to work on.
And that pass knocked down on 4th down, so Allen East forcing a turnover on downs. Caden Hedrick getting his hands on that one. And Allen East will take over at the 26-yard line. By the way, if you're watching WOSN broadcasting this weekend, you're going to see a terrific matchup. We mentioned Marion Local. Marion Local and Versailles had quite the contest this weekend. Look forward to tuning into that one. That we'll have on for you various times this weekend and the following week on WOSN. 2 number 1 teams in the state of Ohio in their respective divisions, and it was about everything that you'd expect from 2 number 1 teams in different divisions in the state of Ohio. Allen East taking over on downs. Ball on the 26-yard line with 1:37 remaining. Thompson with the keeper. We talked about Columbus Grove's upcoming schedule as we look at this Thompson run here. Allen East is going to be at home against Spencerville and then on the road to take on Delphus Jefferson, and then they will entertain Bluffton. Upcoming broadcasts coming up on WOSN. There you see Crestview Bluffton football action. There you see the Allen East schedule. As we mentioned, and maybe an opportunity there for Spencerville to, well, we'll see. Spencerville Allen East might be a pretty competitive matchup. Could be a fun game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Crestview Bluffton game. I'll be at that game.
I don't know where I'll be. I haven't been that far yet.
I believe that game's at Bluffton too.
Thompson lets this one go, and the pass is complete, I think, to Carson Klum. Or did they say incomplete?
Yep.
Looks like it's
out of bounds.
Yep, out of bounds.
Ran out of real estate on that right side, but pretty strong throw there by Thompson, though.
Yeah, pretty strong throw. And I'll tell you what, we haven't called Carson Klum's name much tonight, but he has hoovered every ball that's been thrown his way tonight.
Yeah, including the one he took right away from the defender earlier on.
Yeah, the interception.
That was impression.
The interception, that was the pick six, and then he had to make some pretty tough catches. That one was out of bounds, but he had his hands on it, and if that ball had been thrown maybe a little further inside, maybe that's a catch. So 4th and 6, and Allen East is going to punt it. And it's going to roll back to the 29, and with 24 seconds remaining,
Columbus Grove will take a knee, I'm sure.
Columbus Grove will most likely take a knee. And that will be this one. And following the conclusion of tonight's game, we will give you the Stolly Hustle Award winner. And you may have guessed who we have picked for the Stolly Hustle Award winner. We've dropped hints along the way.
One or two.
One or two.
Or 10 or 12.
Quite a few. Best with the down. And that is going to do it. So we've got a final here from Clymer Stadium. It's a 47-28 win for Columbus Grove against Allen East. We'll be back to wrap this one up when we come back here on WOSN. Welcome back as we bring you our Stolly Hustle Award winner. Check out highlights of tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner on the WOSN YouTube page. And he was part of the highlights all night in this one as Columbus Grove comes away with a 47-21 win at home. It's Trenton Barraza of Columbus Grove. Just a force running the ball tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Running the ball, doing everything he could. And then when he started out after Allen East scored, he picked it up from that point on, too. He just carried the team for a little while there until Landon Best did his thing. But Trenton Barraza is just a workhorse on this Columbus Grove team. I don't know how many carries and yards he got tonight, but not all of them were easy. Most of them he had to really fight hard for, but he found open holes and made 3 touchdowns himself.
Barraza, our Stolly Hustle Award winner, and powering the Columbus Grove Bulldogs to their 4th win of the season as they improved to 4-2 on the year. Allen East falling to 1-5. That's going to do it for our broadcast from Clymer Stadium this evening. Want to thank our fantastic crew: Wayne Getz, Jennifer Beck, Derek Henry, and Kelsey Beimer. Dar Nevergall, thank you for sharing the booth with me as well. I'm Patrick Kamler. Thank you so much for watching the final one more time. It's Columbus Grove 47. Allen East 28. For all of us here at WOSN, good night, everybody.